joined today here by Houston Dash defender Katie Lind and Tommy as well. Tommy Lind. Katie, we'll just start with opening remarks following today's match against Angel City.
I think we're all a bit frustrated with the result. I think the first half we let into really soft goals for our standards, so that was a bit frustrating and kind of put us on the back foot. But I did think the second half we generated a lot more in the attack, and we were in their end a lot more, threatening their back line and creating a lot more chances, and obviously converted one. But we just have to start on the front foot and not dig ourselves in a hole that we have to climb out of. So a bit frustrated, but there are also positive pictures to look in because I know we dominated in most of the stat categories. So yeah, just a frustrating one for sure.
You hit 150 appearances in the league. What does it mean to you to hit that milestone?
Yeah, I mean, that's very exciting. I think it's credit to everyone that I've played with, been coached by, and had the pleasure to work with, so to help get me to this point. And thank God I've stayed healthy through the years, so I think that's helped as well. But yeah, I think the league has grown so much in the time that I've played, and it's really exciting to see, and I'm just super grateful and honored that I have reached this milestone with the Dash.
Thank you for that. We'll go to questions, Rudy.
Hey, Katie.
Hi.
Obviously, several adjustments to line up this game. How did that change or mix or mess up a little bit the team's rhythm, especially in the first half, going down 2-0?
Yeah, I mean, I think whoever we have in our lineup on the field, we are not going to change anything tactically. And in terms of rhythm, I think we still had the upper hand in a lot of ways. We just, kind of switched off for those two moments when they capitalized. So I think we're a deep team and we have a lot of talent that we can always call on, regardless of the situation at hand, whether it's an injury or someone comes out of the game to give us a new look or something along those lines. We have all the talent that we could ever really need right now, and I think we just have to really start utilizing it and capitalizing on it.
And Barbara Olivieri's goal seemed to spark, some of life into the team. What did you see in the second half that was missing early on in the first half?
Yeah, I think we were a little more brave on the ball. We started to believe that, we are a good team and we have the capabilities to really play through other opponents. And I think we did a really good job of drawing the opposition in and playing around them and through them and making the right decisions. And then I think that obviously showed with the goal that we scored. It was, pretty build up, and then the right decision with it's going end line and then crossing it right to Barb, who's wide open back post. So really good, and I think we just got to keep building off that momentum, and hopefully we can get one or two and three and just one at a time.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I guess just, to add to that comment, despite the loss, you guys had some positive stretches overall. What positives do you take away, going to the next match?
Yeah, I mean, I think we had over 60% possession. So I think that's good. Obviously, you want to have the ball in a soccer game, but now again, it's just capitalizing on the opportunities that are presented. I think we know that we can come back in games. We can, make our best effort to come up from trailing. Obviously, we need to not put ourselves in those positions as much as we can, but if that time ever does come, we know we can do it. We just have to really hold a strong line and make sure that we don't concede again, so we give ourselves a better chance.
Thank you.
Yeah, thank you.
We'll wrap up with that one. Thank you very much, Katie.
Awesome, thank you guys. Say thank you, Tommy. Thanks, guys.
following today's match here against Angel City, Barb?
Obviously disappointed with the loss. I feel like we created a lot of chances, especially the second half. So it's definitely disappointing, but it feels good to see the progress throughout the game and just progress in general. I feel like we were moving the ball a lot better, and it's good to see progress, but we're definitely frustrated and disappointed with the loss.
Congrats on the goal. Could you walk us through that play?
I think it started just pressing off of the goal kick, and then just happy that it went in the goal. It was a little awkward of a finish, but happy that I think Yaz assisted. So it was a good little build-up play there, pressing wise, and that's kind of what Fabrice wants us to do, and it shows our mentality, even though we're down 2-0 to get a goal. And yeah.
Thank you for that. We'll take any questions here. Rudy, go ahead.
Thank you. Hey, Barbara. Talk about the mentality shift at halftime.
Yeah, we knew that 2-0 at half is definitely not, like, it's just, it feels terrible, especially at home. We went out there and just, we had to shift. Like, there was no other kind of choice that we had other than, like, let's flip it around and let's try to get a goal. And I think, like, as soon as the whistle blew, we completely shifted, and the changes that we made clearly affected it. I think if we played like that for 90 minutes, it would be a different game for sure.
And how do you feel the momentum shifted after your goal?
I think everyone was just like, let's go, let's just get another one, and we were just one step away. It's unfortunate, but we just have to build on that, how that felt, and just keep growing.
And how challenging was it adjusting to this different lineup?
Yeah, different lineup, but the ideas and tactics are the same. So just knowing that and seeing the relationships with players, it was just, you kind of have to get used to it quickly.
Sure. And what was the focus, or what is the focus going into the next match?
I think just building on how it felt to play those last 45. Like, it was a completely different feeling as well. So I think just that you could just tell we were more comfortable on the ball, and I feel like that is what we need to feel every time from the first minute to the 90th.
Thanks.
Thank you.
I think we have one on Zoom. Theo, do you have anything on Zoom?
No, all good. Thank you.
Sounds good. All right, Bob, we'll wrap up with that one. Thank you.
Thank you.
Alrighty, we're here joined by Houston Dash head coach Fabrice Gautrat. Fabrice, we'll just start with opening remarks, please, following today's match against Angel City.
Yeah, I think in certain phases of the game it was pretty good. I thought in the first half we didn't stretch their line enough. We also, in defensive transition, which we knew, how they were going to score. Both situations were transition moments. So stopping it early, and also if you look at the second goal, a ball's kind of trickling down, we don't clear it, we try to play out of it, and then I got to look back. But if you look at the second phase, they cross it in the first goal, they cross it, it trickles out, and then they shoot from long range, and there's a lot of things that we need to get better at. So look, frustrating, but if you look at especially the totality of the game, you definitely saw moments of dominance, but again, we need, in this league, you have to be better in defensive transition. So yeah, those are my 2 cents.
Thank you for that. We'll go to questions here with Rudy. If you have a question on Zoom, please use the raise my hand option.
Hey, Fabrice. What was your message to the team at halftime, going down 2-0?
One was we definitely need to stretch the last line. I said we're gonna change things up because we needed to. That was it. Also had a couple knocks this week where some players had to be out, and players have to step up, and I think some of them did, which was good. But I think I did talk about the box defending, and then I talk about unacceptable players beating other players on top of the box to have an easy shot on goal, like just 1,000% unacceptable. That's it. So that was kind of the message, and you saw a response, which was good. But one thing we've talked about a lot, oftentimes it's too dependent on my voice and my response to then changing things, and so that needs to come more from within, to be honest.
You talked a little bit about those injuries, but how do you build consistency in the back line with those absences?
Yeah, look, it's tough, but we preach we have depth, and I thought both Maggie and Westfall had a great game, and they did their job to the extent that they could. Obviously, putting one in and one out, Maggie obviously has done really well at the 6, so you take her out of a spot where she's been just more comfortable in. So but at the end of the day, I can't have those players healthy, so we got to adjust, and we thought that was the best thing to do. So.
And what changes did you see after Oliveri's goal?
I saw it even before. You could build a momentum. I mean, the first 5 minutes in the second half, we get a ball in behind on the left side, and it's an early ball across to just tap it in, And even before the Oliveri goal, I mean, we had a one-on-one with Messiah, we had another one with Yaz. Like, the momentum was building, and so. I think it was just a it was almost like a result of all the pressure that we were putting on in the second half. So, it would have been nice to have a little more quality in the final third, but overall we created, I thought, a good amount of chances. So, yeah.
I guess just my final question, just your biggest takeaway, from the match despite the result.
I would say attention to detail. I think there's still things that we need to iron out, and I'll take full responsibility, but there's too many detail. Being able to be switched on at this level is really, really important. So, and then I would say the last piece is, you can have the ball you want, but A, you got to get behind the last line, and B, you got to make sure you defend the transition moments better. So those are a few things we need to get better at.
Thanks, Coach.
Thank you.
Anything on Zoom before we wrap up? Theo, go ahead.
Hi, Fab. Just wanted to hear more about the 11 selection, the shape, and Westphal or Ordonez coming on at halftime. Just more, if you could talk a little bit more about the 11 and the personnel changes.
Personnel changes prior to the game or at halftime?
Both. So Westphal, Graham, Ordonez, and then kind of like how Ordonez was feeling when she came off.
Well, I will say if you look at kind of the injury report, there were things that were just outside of our control. So we had to make changes, and we felt that was the best thing. If you look at our back line, Maggie and Westphal going into the back line. I mean, Westphal has an enormous amount of experience, and I thought she did really well, especially in that, higher outside back position. And so, and I felt, Dee did what she needed to do, but we felt we needed someone with, someone that could stretch the back line a little more. And so that was just what the game called for. So that's kind of the decision we made.
Thanks, Fab. Appreciate it. Unlucky tonight.
Yeah.
Okay, we'll wrap up with that one. Fabrice, thank you very much.
All right. Thank you.